crashed. Can you check if it is on my garage? Thank you. Okay, welcome guys. Welcome to another live session. Pretty big day coming up. I hope that everyone ready for here for another successful trading day potentially as coming up in couple of minutes. There is a high impact news coming on. We can see that dollar final GDP and unemployment claims. So both of them were high impact, which is coming in around 30 minutes time. So we will be looking at those instruments to see what kind of trading opportunity you might have. We can see that XAUUSD currently putting pressure on the daily support level, and from the daily support we might see potential another bounce or revert back again in the major direction of the trend. So first we will be doing a complete multi-time frame analysis, and then we will look for entry opportunity as soon as it will appear. Now before I progress further, traders, I would like to see that everyone is here. Say yes if you are here, or write Y on the live chat, and then we can begin this full multi-time frame analysis, and then so that you are not missing any trade that we are opening here, that like we do almost in every live session. Patrick, where yes, thank you for confirming. Abraham, yes. MD Yusuf, yes. So say yes. I'm also yes here. So ready to begin. Yes, yeah, thank you, AV. Sometimes very difficult to pronounce the name, but anyway, thank you for confirming. Well done and welcome to the live session. Pretty big day coming up in terms of GDP and unemployment claims. We will be looking for potential entry opportunity in this market. So in this live session we will be focusing on education, developing trading psychology, as well as live trading as soon as it appears in the market. So first of all, I was looking at the daily chart. As you know, the daily time frame is important. More often I look at the daily chart first, because when you look at the daily time frame, that's where you see that the market will give you a clearer direction, almost clearer direction in terms of daily. And this is a very crucial time frame that I look at, especially for the directional bias. So when you look at the market from the directional bias perspective, you see that the market, especially when you see the direction clear, it becomes easy to enter. Now you can see that from the daily time frame today, once the market opened after initial pullback, the price has got initial bounce back to the upside. Again, the market on the daily support level. Now as the price on the daily support level, from here there are two probable scenarios: either to break below, which I think less likely. Let's see guys, don't press the buy button yet. We will be looking for that entry, or we will be looking to see that the market is having a bounce here. Let's see. First of all, going back to the 4-hour time frame intraday, the price is approaching a very key level of support here. The previous session's candle is a long wick green candle. If you look at here, you can see that, and that's a very important support. And what I think that the market may try to break that low here. If you closely look at starting from here, we can see a very important price action pattern. Guys, keep in mind that paying attention is very important. So if you want to find better trading opportunity, it's important that you always pay attention to the key levels. Okay, so paying attention is very important, because where the attention goes, energy flows. So when you pay attention, you started to see the market completely in a different way. So always pay attention when you are looking at the price action. So what do you see here in this 4-hour time frame? What I was looking at, that the market was forming series of higher low, right? So you can see that series of higher low formation, and in that series of higher low, there is a very important point that we can note down or the pay attention is that as soon as the market is able to break this series of higher low, we might be able to find a potential entry because it's an uptrend locally here, and which is also the daily support level. So therefore that level is very important to look at, and you can see from the 1 hour already the market has made a significant drop here. This is a key level of support. The market has dropped to the key level of support back to back with two bigger red candlestick pattern. Guys, I hope that you're enjoying the live session. I see that view is way more than the likes. So if you guys enjoying the session, make sure you like this stream, give a thumbs up. YouTube algorithm likes it if you like it. So the more likes, the more views, and the more rich content and trade ideas will come in the market. So thanks for that. Now what we can see here in this area, this is the 1 hour chart. You can see from their support level, it's trying to push back to the upside here. So looking at the 15 minutes now, coming down to the very lower time frame here. If you look at it, you can see this is the lower time frame where the market is in this lower time frame. If you closely look at it, you can see here is a support level, and in that support that we can see the market is potentially trying to break above this level. So what you can see here, the market after this drop to this support level, which is was in an uptrend. Now here it was maintaining that series of higher low that we can see. Now we had an early trade today here, which was a successful trade, and looking forward to have another one now. Now if you look at here, you can see this is a series of higher low and still maintaining that series of higher low here. So what I'm looking at here, guys, if you look at the 4 hour chart here, you can see there is a pretty sharp drop below here from this long week, and because the market has that much of drop here, we still have 1 hour 50 minutes. That means that almost 2 hours time to close this candle. Now as the news coming during the lifetime of this candle, if the price breaks below here, we can look for possible entry in this market. Say yes if you're ready for an entry. Especially would like to see that the price has penetrated that level, and with the news we might see that potential spike here in that area, and with that spike, if the market drop well below, we will be able to see potential trading opportunity in this market. So waiting for that possible entry, and as soon as we will find that, we will be in the trade. Let's wait to see and where the market might be heading here. Now if you look at here, you can see with this long week candlestick pattern here, okay, so you can see this is a long week, a pretty sharp long week from here, a strong rejection, and to this 4 hour support, which is very important level of support, and we can see the market is maintaining that series of higher low here in this 4 hour time frame, and with that maintenance of series of higher low, expecting this market to come back here, and then from that support level potentially to reject back. We see that primarily an upside bounce that we can see here on this lower time frame, but with that upside bias is as coming up in 20 minutes time, there is a news coming, and what I think that the price may try to retest that support. This is the 4 hour resistance. Also you can mark that down in case you see before the news the market is reaching that level, Even we might be able to find a potential short-term sell if we see the price has in fact given us. This is a very sharp drop from this for this lower time frame. Here you can see it's a pretty big drop here to that support, and now it's pushing back up for a potential pullback, and that pullback is where, if you look at now, you can see that from this key level the market is trying to push back up. So would like to see that that pullback has reached that level where there is an important level, and from that zone we could see the market to return back again in the major direction of the trend. That's what we're waiting to see for an entry opportunity in this market. Are you guys ready for any entry? Let's wait to see. Trading US, welcome. Jayanti, welcome. Eddie, yes, thank you. Patrick, Ojas, happy brother, welcome. Dilu Washer, MD Yusuf, thank you for being here. And absolutely, it is important that we always, when we are opening the position, it's crucially important that we do the risk management, and this is where also it's the highest emphasis, right? So risk management is important, right? What is the definition of risk management? Also very important, right? So we need to look at some of the fundamental aspect of becoming a better trader. So if you want to be a successful trader, some of the very crucial points that you need to pay attention as a trader, for example, risk management, trading psychology, and technical analysis, right? So as well as a proper trading plan. Okay, now if you don't have a trading plan, I have a free demo trading plan. You can download it. You might find below this video on the description, which is basically just a demo trading plan. You guys can rewrite it for yourself. It's a blank template with a couple of important topic there. But if you use that trading plan, must be helpful to you. You can find link below this video. You can download it for free and then download it and rewrite it. Keep a trading plan always on your desk so that you know that what you are doing and how you can remain profitable over the long term. And as it is 2025, guys, we talk a lot about that. Do not trade always naked. Okay, you can trade naked, but I prefer to use any kind of aided instrument. Okay, we have the best instrument. Now when we are trading from an important key level, okay, this is where the aided tool that I use. Also, if you look at when the market moves, there is always a zone where you can find the bigger wins in the market. The key here is to trade from key level with a bigger win. That's the key to success. Okay, now how do you trade from key level? Identifying key level is very, very important. Can you tell us how many traders here can identify key level? Let me know. A key level is very important. Why? Because key level is where the key, right? Key, that means that in the past the traders were interested to buy or sell, and that level is highly likely that will be respected in the future as well. So if you look at here, this market, if you look at here, okay, this move, you can see this is a green move, one single bounce from this level, leaving a key level here. That's a key level. Why? Because from that level the buyers bought and it's in an uptrend. Therefore, whenever the market is breaking below, that's where the buying opportunity here in this market. So looking at that from that perspective, if you look at the 15-minute chart here, you can see that the market in this area that we can see, this is the support level. And if you look at here, you can see it's a series of higher low. Okay, series of higher low formation. And with that series of higher low that we can see, the market is on that support level, expecting the market to potentially break below. Okay, if it breaks below here, that's where the price is testing or approaching that key level, and that's where the entry opportunity in this market. So looking from that perspective here, if you look at the 1 hour and the lower time frame, you can see this is the 15-minute chart here, and where there is a move here. So you can see that this is a move, and then the pullback and another move. We saw that pullback, expecting that potentially another move, grab liquidity, and then bounce. So that's the key level that we are waiting to see the market to come and hit. You see the primarily approach that key level, but I think a better idea to wait for that level to be broken below before we find that potential entry, especially because that 4 hour, you can see the market is approaching that 4 hour support, which is the daily support as well. So which is a very important support level, waiting for the market to potentially test, retest, or that reject from that daily support level. We'll be looking to see how we can find entry around this area. And in the meantime, guys, if you are enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every single day. And also let us know where you are from and how long you are trading. Let's get introduced more and more to know each other. In terms of trading as a trading community, we need to know each other. Guys, let us know where you are from and how long you are trading, so you have more understanding about each other's trading experience and as a community. So waiting for that, this is our potential buy zone. Not blindly, we have to wait for the market to show that possible pattern here, and then we will be entering into the trade. So this is the buy zone here, that if the market penetrate below, okay, if the market penetrate below here, and once we see the market penetrated below, has broken below here, that's where we would like to see the market is giving us that entry opportunity. I'm from Bangladesh, doing trading 3 years. MT Yusuf Mia, welcome. 3 years is, I would say that it's a quite a bit of time, so it's time to get profitable, guys. 3 years is ideal. Normally, if a trader can stick to at least 3 years, it becomes easy to be profitable. We from Philippines, trading since 2019, so almost 6 years, so which is quite a bit. Welcome and well done. Staying 6 years in trading is challenging, and because you stayed that long, and I'm sure that you probably started to see profit in trading. If not, then I think you just need a little more time or almost there. 6 years is quite a bit. Sunday, I have been trading for 1 year 3 months now, but I am not consistent in profit. So 1 year 3 months is pretty straightforward, that you may not be consistent, but I'm sure that you're gonna be. The only thing that you need to make sure that you are learning some very important fundamental aspect. Not fundamental, that means that from the technical part, to become a successful trader, the number one important point that you need to look at is how to calculate the lot size based on your stop loss, and how to do the risk management. So from starting of a trade till end or closing the trade. Now strategy, technical analysis comes later. Even if you don't know how to read the trend, how to understand the liquidity, or how to read the price action, the most important part here is to look at that how to open a trade, how to place a pending. These are very simple, But what I have seen that most traders started to trade a fixed lot, like just pressing the button, and then some trade 0.01 lot, some trade 10 lot, so just a fixed lot. But as a matter of fact, if you are trading fixed lot, then you're not gonna be profitable, is because each trade has an inconsistent risk. So when you are trading, you need to have a consistent risk per trade. That means that regardless of the stop loss gap on each trade, you need to have a specific amount of risk per trade, such as $10, $15, $20, or no matter how many pip stop loss based on your risk percentage. It could be $100 risk, or that $10 risk, or maybe $1,000 risk. It has to be specific, and each trade has to have the same amount of risk. That means that whenever you are having a losing trade, you are losing the same amount regardless of stop loss pip. So it will adjust the lot size based on your stop loss pip, and that's where the number one. And then understanding that when to take profit, when to run the trade. These are some crucially important points that you need to know as a trader. Do you know that? Let me know in the live chat. Do you understand how to calculate the lot size? If not, there is a lesson here available. Thank you. Patrick, thank you very much. Can you check Euro USD? I currently have a long position open. Okay, from Nigeria, trading Forex. How much capital would you recommend? How much capital would you recommend? I would say that start with a smaller capital until you become good at it. Okay, start with a small, learn, focus on learning. Okay, it's a long term game, not a short term. Once you learn it, it becomes very easy, and then you can increase your capital. Okay, because in the beginning, chances that you're gonna lose it. So it's important that you always keep small, focus on learning until you become confident at it. Now here we can see that XAUUSD has reached that level, coming back here for potentially, we see there is a long wick, a rejection from the top, expecting the market to drop here to that support level, and then from this support level we can look for that bounce here in this market. Okay, so we can see that on this instrument from the intraday perspective here, from the 1 hour chart here, we can see the market here, a big drop, pullback, another drop, and now the market is again trying to push back to the upside here, expecting that the market to drop here in that support level, which is buy area they're expecting. And if the price break below, though we see that from this level the market is pushing back to the upside, it's coming a 4 hour in the 4 minutes time there is a news coming, and with that news what I think the price may test here and then could reject back or bounce back to the upside. Let's wait to see what might be happening with the upcoming news here. So far we see the bounce, and if this market penetrate here and reject back to the upside, that's where a better trading opportunity will come here. So 4 hour time frame, you can see it's tested this support, getting rejection back to the upside here, but I would like to see the market is giving us potential another drop here. So which is pretty sharp bounce. And coming up in 3 minutes time, there is a news, and that news could lead that price potentially back to the upside. You're waiting to see that. All right, so we see that pretty sharp bounce, and coming up in 3 minutes time, there is a news. What I think that if this market drops here, then that's where we will be looking, we will be finding better trading opportunity in this market. Okay, so you can see that this is a complete drop and bounce. So here this is also another important resistance line, as there is a news otherwise you could look for potential short-term sell, but the market is on a waiting for the news to be published, and that news might lead the price back here. So we'll be waiting to see how the news is coming. Now you can see from here a big drop to that support and revert back again, potentially moving back there. So you can see that from here the price has reached that key level. We have 1 minute to go for the news to come up, and after the news, if you look at here, you can see the price may potentially push back here or revert back again in the major direction of the trend here. So you can see that here from this level, this is a key resistance line here, and let's wait to see how the market, if it is having that spike downside, then we could see that the market, if you look at the intraday here, 4 hour, reach that resistance line, and I was waiting to see the market has broken this low, but it didn't do that at the moment. Let's see if the spike taking that price back here or pushing that further to the upside. So we have a few minutes to go. Let's see what the data has come out. Still not yet. So quite a bit. Final GDP is minus 0.5%. So which is quite a bit of negative factor on dollar. So final GDP minus 0.5%, where the forecast was minus 0.2%, so which is quite negative. And unemployment claims improved, so it's dropped. Let's see how it has impacted, and you can see that from that level the market in fact has that rejection, and that rejection that you can see the market is pushing back down here from that level, as we discussed from the 4 hour, from this resistance line is coming down here. So would like to see that the market is testing this low here, and then we will be able to find a possible entry. This is currently trying to push back up. Let's wait to see if the market is breaking this 4 hour support, which is also the daily support here. So if the market is coming back below this support here and below this support here, that's where we will be able to enter the trade in this market. And that being said, waiting for that price to come back here to the support level, and if the market managed to test this low here, we will be entering into the trade. Would like to see its rejection back below here. So looking at the 5-minute chart, the market on a very important crucial level. So the 1 hour price action were also very sharp drop. This market, I think ultimately we could see that to remain bullish, because this is the daily chart where the market tested the daily low. But before it start to show that bullish, would like to see that it has broken below here to that support level, and we can see the market is in that move. So it's almost dropped a lot here, and you can see pretty sharp drop in that area. And that drop that you can see the market potentially to come back here to this level, and now you can see the market is maintaining that series of lower high, and would like to see that it's coming back below to this support level. This is the 5 minutes. Pretty sharp drop on the 5-minute time frame. Almost to the 1 hour support. And would like to see that breaking below that. You can see, guys, it's coming down here, and as soon as the market will be able to cross that low, we can look for possible entry. So from this key level, as we discussed earlier, the key level is very important. You can see when we have the tool that from those key levels we can look for, because of the news we didn't open, but it was a very good position that potentially to look for. But now we can see the market has come back here to this intraday support level. And from that intraday support, if you look at, we can see the price is currently approaching that 4 hour support, and so breaking that low here, if you guys look at it, you can see it's trying to break below, and it's almost coming to the daily support. And so the 5 minutes, a big bear candle on the 5 minutes time frame, which is pretty big, and that bear candle might penetrate this price below here. Now once the market is managed to break the low here, and once the market is able to break this low here, that's where we will be able to look for possible entry in this market. So that's what you can see. This is the 15-minute chart coming down here almost. Yep, it has just penetrated the low, and now let's wait to see. It just has broken the 4-hour support, and because it has broken the 4-hour support here, if we look to enter, let's see where we potentially be looking to enter. So here I will be looking for a long position from this level. Stop loss we will place well below here, 55 to 56 pip. TP target taking to the upside to this key level. So it's a market order that we're using for a possible upside, though it is showing a little bearish, but expecting the market to push back here to the upside again in the major direction of the trend. So placing a buy here. So I'm long on Xauusd and stop loss at 3327. TP target placing at 3343.01, and would like to see a short-term move here. Even if it can reach that level, it almost will be nearly to 35, 36, 40 pip move, running in profit, and would like to see that it's pushing back to the upside from this, as it is a 4-hour support. As we discussed, it just has got the rejection, and we are on the trade in this one. And now it's a, if you look at here, there is a sharp break of support, and there is again another 1 minute candle that might be showing bearish, but because there is a penetration of a key level of support, expecting that this market to return back again to the upside. So as if you guys look at, you can see this is the daily, from the daily here. Okay, so you place the stop loss well below the daily low, and what I think that from the 1-hour chart, the market has penetrated that level, and if it is breaking below here, which will be very unusual to see that the market had such a big drop. But let's see if it is another liquidity grab. We can see that 1 minute candle again form another long wick from here, expecting that this so back to back to 1 minute candle has got rejection. Now here we can expect an upside movement back to the key level of resistance. Okay, so this is the 4-hour. Back to back 2 sessions, the market has penetrated that level. So if the price reach that 3338070 level, we can secure this trade for at least to 50 pip or a little less depending on your entry. Even if we enter from here, it should be around 30 pip up. So if the market is having a bounce from here, which is possible to happen because it's on the daily support from here, expecting that possible an upside move here. Let's see. Durban, South Africa, thank you. Where are you looking? Gold today. Gold today, expecting that from here to have a possible bounce because daily support, the market on the daily support, and this is the 4-hour support here as well. So which is a very crucial level here, and from here expecting a rejection back to the upside as it is daily support, and as soon as it will reach there, we will be securing the profit around 3338 or 3339 level, which is very important to look at. Welcome, guys. And that being said, we can see the market here is rearranging with a possible short-term bounce here. So short-term bounce possible here, and with that bounce expecting the market to go ahead to that level, to this resistance line to create a new higher high. And so that being said, we see some improvement in the trade, and if I'm doing any modification, I will be definitely will let you know, guys, that what I'm doing. And I'm expecting it to reach to 3339 level, 3338 level, which will be an important zone to look at for TP securing some profit there. But in case here we can see the market trying to bounce but getting some kind of rejection. So that rejection is this market trying to trend back down. Let's see. I think that if you look at the 15 minutes closing, 15 minutes close with a long wick, pretty sharp long wick candle, and now that candle, we are nearing to our entry. Let's see if this one is showing bullish confirmation or it's showing again another rejection. We are nearing to the entry with a little bit of profit, and if we see that there is a possible rejection, we might be closing the trade with the running profit. But at the moment, let's wait to see. So this is the 15 minutes. Okay. And the 1 hour, that 1 hour price action that I can see, there is a possibility for a rejection. So showing there's some kind of bearish move here in that area. So so 4 hour we can see that this is a the market has penetrated the previous session's low, and from there the expectation here that the market to move back again to the upside from the daily level. So if you look at here, you can see that this is the daily level, and is this coming as a big head and shoulder? That's the question. So you might see that some break below from the daily support, and the price on the daily level. From here we can see that rejection, and that's where so 4 hour the market has penetrated back to back quite a few sessions low, and now let's wait to see if the market after this this is a very important liquidity zone, is having that reaction back to the upside. There is a move back to the upside, and see there is a large head and shoulder formation, that zone. Another question is this market trying to change the trend? So to see what kind of market structure it is forming, and so it might be having a downtrend in this area. 4 hour the market has penetrated below this 4 hour support, so the price has crossed the daily low, and if the trade didn't work out we can re-enter at any point, but still holding on to that. So you see that there is a sharp break of support with a rejection in that area, and there's a possibility for downtrend continuation, but let's see that how the market react to that support. And so it is a downtrend, and we might see that possibly breaking below. So it's a big drop here from the 4-hour chart. The price has broken the support. We may look for possible entry after the market done any pullback. There is a sharp rejection from the top, so that's where you can see the market from this level. If you look at this is a very huge drop from the daily. It completely rejected from the daily 20 EMA. So the level here is now key level in that area. So because it started to drop, we may see further trend continuation here. Whenever the market is approaching the 20 EMA on the lower time frame, we can look for further entry, because it has rejected from this key level. So we see that it has broken the support, and it may now come back to this order block here. So this is another key level of support that we might see the market to come back to 331516 level. So that being could be potentially a potential drop here, as this market rejected from the top. So for us to enter another trade, this is the 5-minute chart. Let's see how this candle is closing. We may be able to find a sell entry along the way once the price has, because it's in a downtrend. Now for us to enter, we need a gap for a stop loss, as it's in a downtrend. So therefore we need a pullback to find the stop loss area. So if you look at this, this is the 5-minute chart. We need to see a pullback so that we can enter the trade. So if you look at here, you can see back to back two narrow dodges. sharply falling, and we may be able to see for an entry to this level here. So because it's started to drop, it may now potentially drop to this order block here. So 1 hour closing, and after this 1 hour candle close, do you see a pullback or drop? So there is a big fair value gap in that area, and so here is a complete break of support. We're waiting for a pullback. So the 5 minutes candle that you can see, this 5 minutes candle, along with this one also closing 1 hour price action. So So waiting for a deeper pullback. Without pullback, it's difficult to enter. Now, when the market drops like that, it just had a very sharp false break below, and that kind of breakdown is significant. As you can see, it's just keep pushing down here, and it's coming down without the proper pullback. So anytime you see the market having a jump back again, so 1 hour closed with a very large bear candle. So this is leaving a trend line here, possibly, and so from the 4 hour we can see that it's a one big candle. Now before the candle close, if we see that pullback, that's where our entry in this market. Morning, welcome. What is the ideal time frame that you work with in taking your trades? The time frame for the analysis, always higher time frame. For entry, we can enter 5 minutes, 1 minute, depending on the market structure. We can enter on the 5 minutes or 1 minute, but the analysis is always based on the higher time frame. If you look at the higher time frame, such as the daily You can see this is the daily price action so far. There is a sharp drop from the daily high, and 4-hour chart you can see from here a sharp drop back below to the daily level. So looking at here on the, if you look at the 5 minutes here, you can see that it's a one single drop to this intraday support level, and that drop that you can see with a red bear candle, and it just keep pushing down. Now once we see, this is the 5 minutes, which is also showing a bearish price action, and that might lead that price further back below here. When the market drops very aggressively, sometimes it becomes little difficult to enter until we see the proper pullback. So that's why patience is important. After this kind of move, we can see the price is in a sharp downtrend, and it is always a bad idea, good idea is to wait for again for a deeper pullback, as if you enter during this kind of move, you'd see that it just has gone back up again for another liquidity grab. So 30 minutes time frame, where from this support level the market is trying to push back up, and you're waiting for a deeper pullback. We can see the price initially, this is the 1 minute chart, once it tested this 20 EMA, and it may potentially go for another retest. And also the 4-hour candle has dropped well below here with a bigger ATR candle, which is more than 1 ATR now. And if the market goes up for pullback, we may find another sell. Now currently it's a sell market, turn into a sell market. So any pullback here is where the opportunity to sell. The 5 minute chart here, so this is the previous swing low here, okay, which is the support turning resistance. So the 1 hour high here, 30 minutes high, 15 minutes high, and if this 15 minutes candle closing, the 5 minutes also closing as a narrow red candle potentially, which is showing bearish. This price most likely to come back to this support or even below. So it's a bear market. Now keeping our chart on the 15 minutes and the 5 minutes. It's most likely to come back to this intraday support level here. This is a very important support. So you can see that from here there is a 5 minutes bearish candle, and that being said, if the market again going back to retest this level 3324 level is where we are able to enter again, and I think it may not go that far. The market is highly bearish, so to enter we want to see that proper entry opportunity here. And All right, so you can see that a possible pullback here to any important key level, then we can look to enter the 5 minutes candle closing here with a short-term move. So this is the 1 minute, and if this move directly going back to 3324 level, we can look for sell from that level. Okay, so if this one single move going back up to that, that's where possible entry in this market. From here it's trying to push back up on the lower time frame, and if it is going to 3324 level, from this zone we can look for sell, and this is the 1 hour price action. So to see how far it is going, and in this area I will be placing here a sell limit, which is not a sell stop, sell limit. So if the market going back here, will be on the trade, so it will be around 50 pip stop loss. So gonna be a sell limit at 3323.90 and TP target to this level, which is will be around 2 times on that. So putting a sell limit, so sell limit at 3323.90, stop loss at 3329.11, and TP target at 3313.05. The trade is triggered. So if you couldn't place the pending order, it can be traded by market. So I'm on the trade. So the market has reached that 1 hour resistance. I am on the sell trade on Xauusd from here. It was a pending order, but it's so quick. If it didn't reach there, then it's okay to enter by market. So here expecting that if this market drop here, we will be around 110 pip possible move. So here we can see the market in this area getting a possible rejection. Expecting that the market to break below, and So there is a 5 minutes close coming, which is also the 1 minute price action. So the stop loss at 3329.11. So it crossed a very important liquidity zone. So if the market reject from here, there will be a possible move back below. Okay, we see that some kind of rejection coming, and that rejection where okay, so if it is a false breakout, which I think could be, then if this market managed to break below, we can expect a new lower low here. And 1 hour price action, that we can see that this is a pretty sharp pretty sharp drop, and we can see the prices come back here, gone back up. So waiting to see that this market again returning to the major direction of the trend, where so we are on the trade. If this market is breaking below, I'm expecting it to drop back to the TP, which if it drop fully, we will get almost 110 pip, which will cover the previous trade plus additional profit. And that being said, back to back 3 1 minute candle form potentially to be bearish in that area. So looking forward to see this breaking below. Here you can see there is a sharp move back to the upside to this key level, which is in fact bearish price action here. You guys with me? So you are on the trade. Say yes if you are on this trade with me. Pull back, yeah. कितना डाउन होएगा? I need friends. Do you do the same thing as I do? Welcome. Okay, so here is what we can see, that the market is having that possible rejection back, that we're waiting to see. And 4-hour close coming in around, there is another 30 minutes candle for before the 4-hour close, which is now here. This is the last move, and if it is a bearish engulfer on the 1-minute chart, expecting this market to possibly trend back down here in that direction to this support level. Yes, welcome. Yes, right, cool. Let's keep fully risk managed, which is very important. You know, anything can happen. It might grab liquidity before drop, so always keep the fully risk managed so that winner can give more profit than the loser, and always in control, which is very important. Now here it's creating very interesting price action, and looking at the 5 minutes, we can see a 5 minutes red candle, and this bear candle on the 5 minutes is we should see that bear move, but we can see that in that area the price just trying to push back below. And there's a 4-hour close coming. As I mentioned, this 4-hour candle is quite important because that 4-hour move, if the market is most likely, will see another drop in that direction on this 4-hour, and we can see that the market is getting that rejection with a head and shoulder formation. Right. Possibly to break below here. And in the meantime, guys, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Welcome. And you can see that from this level there is a long wick candle, long wick doji, and with this head and shoulder that you can see, a pretty large head and shoulder, and with this head and shoulder the market to possibly return back here to the downside. And that's a sharp drop that you can see in this area, which is moving in as planned. So the price action to potentially remain bearish here to the major direction of the trend. Okay, on the trade, and so far it's showing that possible directionally bearish, and after this 5 minutes candle we can see the market is showing a bearish move here. I'm on the trade and holding on to the bigger profit target so that we can have this one giving at the big one. If you guys are with me, say yes in the live chat if you are running this trade. To see that it's coming below in that support. Here is a bearish move. Cool. It's breaking below, guys, and so I'm up on that trade for quite a bit, and because it's crossed that high, which is crucially important level that you can see the market has rejected back from that level. Moving in the direction that you expected, and here is a pretty sharp drop that we have seen on Xauusd, and there's a 1 minute doji. Let's wait to see if we will be running, or there is a 5 minutes 15 minutes bear candle. I think it's still probability for further drop, though we see a doji, and so if there is a weak fill here, we should be able to see that drop back below. Moving down, and I'm holding on to that because if it breaks below, we might see that suddenly coming back further below here and directly hitting the TP target. The 15 minutes price action that you can see a very long doji here on the 15 minutes, and the 1 minute price action also showing the last moment there is some bounce coming. On the trade and wanting to see that having another wave of drop here, and I will be giving a shout out once I am closing. It's still running in. Okay, pretty sharp drop, and we are almost to 71 pip. And further might be below, and I am taking that profit right now. 71 pip up, and I would like to take that one. We might see further downside almost nearly to 80 pip, and I'm closing that position, which is way more than my previous trade, so I'm happy with that. We are almost to with this 75 pip, and that's what we have secured here with another big one. Say yes, guys, if you have secured. Now the previous trade that didn't work out, the next one has given all that we need. So this is how, you know, when you do the proper risk management, it's become easy to identify and enter into the trade like that. Say yes if you welcome sir, best buying zone, thank you. 75 free profit, alarm of you, welcome. And this is still dropping down, and which is, if you look at the 30 minutes, you can see this is the 4-hour move is pretty sharp drop here on the intraday, a big bearish drop. And now if this market going up for a pullback, that's where we could see this market to again give us another entry. And it's a pretty sharp drop, guys. Thank you. Win $80. Pretty good move, and you can see it's still moving in that direction. And we may see that the market to potentially continue to drop here. And if you look at the daily here, daily chart, we can see the price has had a very sharp rejection, and this is the lowest point of this daily support. And if this market keep dropping and dropping, we might see that at some point to break this weekly and monthly support level. So that's where that we can see the market to break below to this monthly and weekly support level. And we can see that drop, which is from here, a complete break of this support, coming back potentially to this long-term monthly support level. So we see that it's keep pushing down here, and that drop, that 4-hour move that we can see, now we have 20 minutes before this candle to close. Let's see if it is going up for any pullback. So if it push back up for a pullback, we may find another entry before this or after this candle close. So we're waiting for that candle close to come up. Now you can see 15 minutes bearish engulfer. It's a bearish trend, and because it's a bearish trend, so if you look at the 4-hour, with this big drop, if we see that this market has gone up for a pullback, we will be looking for another entry. So 30 minutes candle, if you look at here, this is the current 30 minutes candle, which will be closing with the 4-hour. If this one is going up here for pullback somewhere here, and the 4-hour closing somewhere here, we may see that another potential entry in this market. The key here, from this level you can see 10 and 20 MA crossover, and then a complete break below, so which is showing a typical currently in a downtrend, and the downtrend may continue further. Now it is leaving a level here, so this is a key level of resistance. Now with this lower time frame candle close, we may see that continuation down, or again going for another retest of this key level of resistance that might be seeing here in that market. And So from here, this is the 1 minute chart, and you can see the market is moving back towards the upside here. So the 15 minutes also closing as a bear candle. Now it's creating another bearish engulfer in that area. Four-hour candle close is very important, and that candle, if it is going up for deeper pullback before the close, that is where the better trading opportunity will come again. Now 5 minutes pushing back to the upside. So it might be now going up for a pullback before the candle closed. So from the 1 minute, if you guys look at it, you can see it's formed a double bottom and may now try to break any of this level. This is a very important key level at the moment that you can see, and if the market managed to go up to 332,526 level, this is a very good area for potential selling again. It's a falling market, so you'll always be looking for selling. And from the 4-hour also, you can see the market is trying to push back here for deeper pullback. In the meantime, guys, if you are enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Waiting for another entry. You had successfully closed one trade, one did it work out, but overall we are on the positive side. That's how we always need to look for the better entry. And we can see the price now trying to pull back to the key level of which is 3325, 3326 level, which is a key level. And in that key level, if the market is going to hit that key level, that's where we will be able to see that another entry. So this is the 4-hour candle, which is now pushing up for pullback, and that pullback is important. This is the 50 minutes. You can see it's almost to the resistance line. 30 minutes also. So this is 15 minutes doji here. This is 5 minutes candle, a complete bounce with a one single impulse back to the upside here, which is from here starting. And that move, if the price is reaching that 332526 level, that move is very important to look at. And we can see that it's pushing back in that level where there is a key area, and you can see the market is approaching that key level with a bigger bull candle, approach that key zone, and once the price managed to break that key level, that's where we will be looking into this possible trade setup we can look for. Another one, if we see the market has shown us now before the 4-hour close, let's see that how far it is going, and better to see that it's going up to close above, then we might see that potential weak fill here. Possibly you'll see that now further upside here. So it's approaching, as we mentioned, that key level that on the 15 minutes, and from the 5 minutes it's a one single move back to the upside to this key level of resistance and crossing that high. So there is a fair value gap, and also the 4-hour closing in 12 minutes. So now how this market is closing or forming this price action is very important. You can see that lower time frame price action from the 1 minute chart. It's approaching that key resistance line, and So with one single move here, the market has made, this is the 1 hour price action. We see that there is a sharp rejection. If we look at the daily, the price is almost to the daily resistance line here. Now, as the market has tested the daily low, tested the high, it's on the doji area, so where there is a daily resistance, and from this level we may see the market to have a rejection if before the 4 hour close, if the market going ahead and testing that level in that area. And in the meantime, we are looking forward to find possible another entry opportunity in this market. I hope that guys you're enjoying the live session, and if you're enjoying, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. So 30 minutes also, this is a pretty sharp rejection from this lower price. So you see that there is a complete rejection on the 4 hour from this lower price, and there is a big long wick here on the lower time frame. The price is almost to the daily resistance line here. So this is the daily resistance, and before the candle close, we might see that even the market is hitting that daily resistance. So just keep pushing back to the upside on the lower time frame. Now, that being said, we are on the waiting for a candle close on the 4 hour time frame, and which is the daily resistance. Price is approaching that. So you see last 5 minutes candle on the lower time frame, and now for us to enter, now if you look at the 1 minute, you can see it's a huge breakout to this level. Now before the intraday close from the 4 hour, let's see that what kind of market structure it is forming with the candle close, and then we can look for possibly an entry on the lower time frame as soon as we see that the market is getting some rejection from the top here in this lower time frame. See a complete bearish rejection again from the top, and so waiting for, I think we might find possible sell opportunity. If you look at the 1 minute, you can see it's a break from the top. If we see that here sharp liquidity grab in that area, we can look for sell in this market, waiting for a possible entry. And the 4 hour close, which is very large bear candle, and from the 1 hour we can see that it's forming a sharp doji. And it's on the 1 hour support. So there is a big rejection here. So you can see the market is having a 4-hour candle close, and from that candle close that you can see the price is in a bearish drop here. So if we look at the lower time frame price action, 4-hour candle closed here, and that candle close might lead that price back further here for another drop. And the price action could remain bearish in that area. So we see that the market has formed a doji from the 30 minutes and the 1 hour. So that 1 hour doji that we can see is a possibility for the market to remain bearish here. So this is also the 15 minutes pin bar formation, back to back 2. So, and here if we look at this pin bar, we can look for trading which is 100 pip, quite a bit up. Any pullback here on the lower time frame in this 1 minute chart, if we see that any pullback, that's where we can look for that selling opportunity in this market to this key level. Okay, so here my now observation or watch list is to see that this market to go up for a pullback. Any kind of smaller pullback can give us selling. Stop loss above this high, TP target will be taking below this level. I'm waiting for that. As soon as it will do the pullback, we will be entering into the trade. This is the plan for this move. As we are almost at the end of this session, I'm ending this session with a plan that we will be selling as soon as we find deeper pullback in this market. I hope that traders, you enjoyed this education and live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. And thank you, and I'll see you again very soon tomorrow, again trading live together like we do every day. I hope that you're enjoying. Stay connected by joining the Telegram as well for more updates, education and analysis.